How old were you when your father first came to Korea, and how were your all's feelings about him coming here without you guys? 안녕하세요. 저는 제니퍼입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 Sally입니다.
So this is my friend Sally. She's a teacher that I teach with at the school that I'm currently at. So it's kind of funny because she's literally the age of my daughter.
But we get along very well.
We get along really, really well, and we go places and do things together. Yeah. Okay, so what brought you to Korea?
So, well, my dad lives here. He's been living here for 20 years. After I was done with my bachelor studies, I came here to study my master's. It was in architecture.
I know, which I think that's so neat. Oh, you're an architect, I'm a nurse.
Yeah, it's like completely different things.
People you wouldn't be expecting.
We get along.
Yeah, that we get along really well. I'm Christian, you're Muslim.
Yes. We always joke about this.
So what does your father do here?
He works in the embassy.
Your father speaks Korean, doesn't he?
He speaks Korean, English, and Arabic.
So your family hasn't been living together for 20 years?
No. We used to come here for vacation, so it was back and forth, going from place to place. But my dad has been staying here.
How often did you see your father?
I mean, he had vacations all the time, so it was like once a year or twice a year, depends.
What does your dad do? What does his job entail?
So he majored in law. Basically, he's in the law department in the embassy.
Your dad's been living here for 20 years. Why did you only come 4 years ago?
It was more convenient for our family to come here at this age. Yeah.
So you came here and you started university when you came here?
Yes, I studied my master's here, yeah.
Ah. So why do you feel like it was more convenient for you to come to Korea at that time?
Because my parents wanted me to study a certain program that wasn't going to be available for me here.
How old were you when your father first came to Korea, and how were your all's feelings about him coming here without you guys?
I really don't know because I didn't have feelings at the time.
How old were you?
I was only 3.
Oh wow. He has been here a long time.
For a really long time.
Yeah. So how was it when you started to get older with your father being in Korea and you being in Canada?
It was nice because he used to bring a lot of gifts from Korea, and they were really nice and really cool. They were really different from what we have, so that was really nice. Whenever he came, look at the presents that he brought. We used to show the other kids what we got, so that was really exciting for us. Well, after receiving all these gifts, I definitely wanted to go to Korea, which I did. It was the first time I came to Korea, I think it was 2006.
In the past 20 years that your father's been here, because I'm sure he has a lot of good things, advice to say about Korea, what kind of things does he tell you, like pros?
He talks about how people drive nicely here. Safety, there's new businesses all the time opening. He talks about how Koreans are very nice to his experience.
And I know your father's very protective of you.
Yeah.
Just from hearing you talk about
Don't mention that!
No, I'm just saying.
He's more conservative. My mom is crazy. She's just like Jenny.
Yeah, so I mean, you know what's really interesting too though? You know how my daughter and I were here together.
Yeah.
Now you and your mother are here together.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so interesting how you and your mom went to school at the same time.
Yeah,
together.
so my mom came here after a semester, so we studied in the same university. She studied civil engineering and architecture, but we did have some courses together. That was really interesting for everyone.
I know, it would be really interesting to have a mother-daughter in school together.
And everyone knew us in our university. Everyone tries to help.
Yeah, that's really good. So is your whole family living in Korea?
Not all of them. My mom just got here, so it's just me, my mom, my dad.
Is there a reason why you and your mom decided to come to Korea? Why did your mom decide to come?
All of us, well, to just reunite as a family because it was time.
Yeah, you spent a long time away from each other.
Yeah.
How good are your parents Korean?
Well, my dad can speak Korean. I think he can communicate. My mom doesn't know Korean, just like me.
You're the basics.
Yeah.
I've heard embassies here, they've all been trying to learn Korean. Is that true?
I think that's true, yeah. It will be nicer on your CV if you can speak English, Korean, and the other language that the embassy speaks, you know? Yeah,
because I think out of a respectful kind of thing, the language here, since you're living in this country, I think it would make relations better.
Very true, very true.
Tell us about where you lived before. And
I was born in Libya, and then we moved to Sudan. After Sudan, we moved to Canada, and then we came back to Korea here again.
You're Canadian?
Yes.
Okay. What do you like about Korea?
The fact that I can be out late, it would still be safe.
I know, that's one thing I've
The transportation, very convenient.
Yeah.
And there is so much to do here as well.
Yeah,
There's so many activities.
So what brought your father here?
He found a very good opportunity working for the embassy here, so that's why he chose to stay in Korea.
What does he think about
He really likes Korea. I think so used to Korea, so it would be hard for him to say goodbye to Korea, but he will definitely come here often after he leaves.
How much longer do you think he's going to be here?
I'm not sure, maybe around 10 years or less.
What about your mother?
She really likes Korea, she really does.
I know she likes shopping here.
Yeah, she does, and she likes absorbing everything. She's an observer.
You talk all the time about how you and your mom love to go shopping. Sally's a really big shopper.
Because
Sally loves to buy clothes in Korea. She loves it. Does your father ever talk about comparing Korea in regards to other countries?
How safe it is here since there is CCTV everywhere, so it's really safe here. And you can leave your stuff anywhere and it doesn't get get, stolen or
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. One time I left my laptop in a cafe. I walked out with my friend, took her to her station, and came back, and it was still there. No one touched it. Yeah.
And you showed me that really good site.
Oh yeah. Whenever you lose anything, you can go on this website. You can go on the date, the location. It tells you if they found it or not.
What made you interested in doing your master's in architecture here? What do you love about Korea?
Their architecture, their aesthetic, the interior. They pay attention to small details. That's what I like.
Yeah. What do you think is best architecture, the prettiest place here in Korea?
Dongdaemun Plaza. It's really nice. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't been there yet, and I want to go.
It's really
I even lived in
nice.
Dongdaemun.
Yeah, it's really nice. Beautiful.
What about some of the traditional buildings?
Well, for the traditional, I like the palaces because they pay very close attention to the detail of the roof. So that's really nice. That grabs my attention all the time.
It is beautiful.
It is.
I actually have pictures.
Have you ever been to palaces here?
Yeah, when I came here the first time, the girls were dressed in hanbok. We walked through and saw the
I've always wanted to try that. Wearing the traditional clothes and go to palaces. I never
Yeah,
did.
maybe we can try that.
We can.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be interesting.
Okay,
to see.
we'll pick
Are you planning to live in Korea for a while?
maybe one more year or two. It depends.
Can you tell them a little bit about what your future plans are?
Thinking of going back to architecture because I've been an English teacher for the past 2 years. So I want to practice architecture.
When you go to Dubai, study further in architecture,
Yeah.
do you plan on coming back to Korea?
Yeah, probably. My dad will still be living here, so I'll probably visit all the time.
You're like my daughter. I know you really like it here.
I do.
You've been here a long time. So
Uh-huh.
do you have any plans to study Korean with me?
I do.
Because remember I told you about
So
this
that we don't
together.
get lost and we can communicate and we can ask. Next time, if we go to a restaurant, we'll probably order in Korean,
Right.
not in English.
Right. Today you got to meet my new friend Sally. If you would like to see more videos with us,
좋아요.
구독
눌러주세요. Bye!
안녕하세요.